Welcome to Bookmarked Conversations with Penny. This is our 5th episode. I am not in my regular studio, but I'm where the action happens. It's very exciting for me today to be in the presence of an amazing woman. She wrote The Red Ink. It was a debut. Okay, Black Widow, The Redance. You can see the books on the table. It's quite an honor for me to be here today. So just take along as I have conversation with her today on a beautiful day. It's a sunny day. And what an amazing day to actually have a conversation with her. Hello, Angela.
Hello, Penny.
Thank you so much for making time to see me today.
Thank you for gracing me with your presence as well.
What a beautiful office. It's
you.
so nice to be out of my studio for a change. I love it. Okay, so just tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, I'm Angela Makholwa. I'm a trained journalist, which is how I fell into writing. I grew up in Tembisa, raised by a teacher and a nurse, and my home was surrounded by books, which is where my love for reading, for just the written word, emanated from. And I was a very studious young girl. I just loved getting lost in the world of books. I was a nerd.
And you started writing when you were like 13?
Yeah, when I was 13, I was
13.
published. Yeah, I got published. I think it was a short story.
Yes.
It was published in a magazine called Upbeat,
Yes,
and I was thrilled. I was so thrilled. And I think that's where the writing bug came from. But I remember even at school, I would write essays, and like the teachers would share. I remember my English teacher would share the essays that I wrote with staff members, and they'd laugh about it, and she'd tell me I had to read this essay out to other teachers because I couldn't believe your writing. It's been a long affair that I've had with the written word.
With the written word. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, it's quite amazing.
Thank you.
The red ink, you know what? Me still sitting here, and I love this, by the way.
I
love it.
A lot of people
and
love it.
And for me, the book, I read it after.
Okay.
And someone told me it was very bad.
You're supposed to start by reading.
She said to me, you know what, you shouldn't have.
Yes,
you should have just stopped.
I know.
You know,
I know.
You know what? Now it's going to be completely different things.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a different
but
experience.
so it was quite a good show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So and my other thing, you just answered that as well, because I wanted to find out if you wrote at the age of 13. That means there might have been some inspiration around you, and you've just mentioned that.
Yes,
there were
my
books.
My dad was an English teacher, so there were books everywhere. I remember he actually took us to the library, like the local library. I was 5 or 6. No, I was about 6 years old. Got my first library card, and I went there a lot. And I would finish the books very quickly. Like I'm a fast reader, so it started from that young age. And that's good. It's a love that
and with that, now we just mentioned that you started reading at a very young age, exposed to the library at a very young age, and that's what I'm trying to do through the book club, to promote something, to instill that culture from a young age. The book club is basically about that as well. It's one of our our objectives as well, to make sure that we take the kids back. People, the kids now these days, they're always like on the gadgets and all this kind of thing.
Your attention span,
they don't
so
read.
low.
They honestly do not read. So now that's what we are trying to do now, to actually bring that back.
That's
lovely.
Say,
even I always say to the ladies that I'm the old-fashioned type, even of a reader. I want to actually read the book. The actual book.
Exactly.
Please leave me alone with these audios and all these.
No, I'm the
candles,
same. I'm
just
the same. I want to feel the paper in my hands.
I want to feel the paper, and more so because we are so glued into our computers. The whole time. And then if it's not the computer, what else is there? Phone.
It's the phone.
So now I need something else that I can just get away from everything.
You lose yourself
and just
in a different world.
Yes, and then just hold the book. So I'm instilling that.
No, I agree with you fully. I'm the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just talk about your debut. I want to talk about the Red Ink. How did it feel for you? How did you feel? My first question. Were you involved? Do you get involved in that? Were you involved in the whole production?
Yes. I'm the one who actually pitched it to to Showmax.
Yes.
So I'm the producer. I'm
Yes.
the executive
Okay.
producer. Yes.
Okay.
But I worked with a Bomb Productions. They did Yizo, so I thought they were perfect for
Yes,
this
I
kind of
remember
genre.
Yizo.
Yes. So I thought they were
Okay.
perfect for this. I was involved in everything, the casting. I even wrote some of the episodes myself, and no, it was a wonderful experience. It really was. It really was.
Oh, wow.
And you know, the actress who plays Lucy Kambule,
Yes.
she's amazing,
She
an
is
amazing human
amazing.
being, and
I like her. I like her.
No, we both kind
Yeah.
of fell in love with the
Yes.
character, and I loved how she brought it to life. So
Yes.
very, very happy.
Yes.
It's been an incredible experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, the whole cast.
Yes, they were brilliant.
They're
Bonko,
brilliant.
of course.
Oh my God.
Everybody talks about Bonko.
And the funny
that
thing
point.
is, yes, when I see him, sometimes I'll see him at the gym because we gym at the same, it's the same gym. So when I see him,
you see that
before I used to associate him with the wife. But the minute the red ink played, now it's shifted, you know. Each time I see him, I'm like, hey, where's your brother? You know,
I love that.
you know, each time I see him, it's like he's gonna be like a second person, and like, where are your glasses, type of thing. Then you know, like as humans, you know, you don't want to disturb somebody, you know.
Yeah.
Just walk, you just
Where's your
walk
brother?
past and whatever. And where are the glasses, you know, because he doesn't wear the brace at the gym. And I'm like, yeah, but it was a brilliant cast.
Thank
It was a
you.
beautiful
Oh,
cast.
they are amazing. All of them, even the detective, everyone. I mean, they really brought their A game. I couldn't have been happier with them.
Yes.
I really thought they were excellent. So,
Yes.
yeah, it was,
And also for you, just to see your characters that you've written
yes,
come to life.
come
you know,
to life in that way, in that
way.
spectacular fashion. It's been amazing.
It's been amazing.
No,
So
truly.
that journey has been like,
Yeah.
and it's something that you want to do in future.
Yes.
You know, after the red ink.
No,
This was
definitely.
successful.
Yes,
Very
yes. No, I
successful.
definitely want to do it again. I am actually working on another production. I just can't speak about
That's
it right
what
now.
I wanted to ask you. If there's not to divulge information, but are you working on something?
Yes,
Are you
yes,
working
we're
on something
else.
exciting?
Very exciting.
Where, ma?
Very exciting. No,
Oh my God,
you're
I
gonna
can't
love
wait.
it.
Oh,
You're gonna
my
love it.
goodness.
I hope you're gonna love it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. So So another thing I wanted to ask you. So writing at a young age, how did it shape you basically to where you are? So with your writing, because I know as some writers will say this, that as they were growing older and as they were writing, they could see, you know, the change in their writing. They
Sure.
could see themselves changing, you know, they're maturing in a way, not, you know, maturing in their writing space, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
yeah.
So for yourself, can you say the same, that you're looking back at the first book that you've written, not when you're 18, the first book that
Oh,
you
yeah,
wrote,
really, yeah.
and looking back and with the other books, do you see a change in the pattern in terms of how you're writing?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Of course, it's a craft, and you want to work
Yeah,
at it
you
because
make it better
when
as you-
because
yes.
when you respect your craft, it means you respect your readers, right?
Yes.
That you put a lot of effort into it so that they can see that this person actually thought through everything, like from the characters to the plot. I think it's something that as a writer you owe to yourself, but you also owe it to your readers. And it's something, you just keep, I mean, even with screenwriting, I consider myself a learner, like I'm a student of screenwriting. So most of the time, even in this office, I'll watch YouTube videos from like the masters of screenwriting.
Yes.
And it's learning.
You're
You have to
learning.
open
Yes.
yourself up to that. And
Yes.
I don't think there's a time that you can say,
Now I'm
I've
like,
mastered the
mastered
craft.
everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you
continuously
continue.
learn.
Yeah, it's a
Yes,
labor of
yes.
love. And
Yes.
and I think it's beautiful when you see that, like when you see your work evolving, and yeah, it's just an appreciation of the written word. Like I love it. I think it's precious. I think words are precious. Words are precious.
They are.
Yeah. So it's.
And you
it's-
know what? You're talking, and now I'm like thinking of when I first met you. Not necessarily met you physically, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm meeting you. Where I actually saw you and met you on my phone, basically.
Yeah.
It's when I had an interview with ENCA, and you had an interview through Bookshelf.
Yes.
Remember Bookshelf?
Yes,
It's a
I
video.
remember. With,
yes, and also I was
yes.
interviewed also
Oh, wow.
on the Bookshelf.
Okay.
You know, they
Yeah.
wanted to know more about the
book
club and stuff like that. And then I saw your video and I was like, oh, okay. Then I was listening, you know, and looking at it, and I was like, oh gosh, I wish I could meet this lady one day.
And here we are. Here we are.
Here we are. So yeah, so you studied journalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what my next question. So if you were not writing, you'll still be pursuing that career. Do you see yourself still like in journalism? You'll still be in journalism now? If let's just say you didn't write.
If I didn't write,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I haven't thought about that in a long time. I think I'm a very entrepreneurial person, and so when I left journalism, so when I started working as a journalist, I always had this ambition that, you know, one day maybe I'll start my own magazine like you
Yes.
were doing, or I'll have something of my own. And I actually teamed up with some people, and we tried, you know, to launch this magazine, and it didn't work out because it was difficult. You know, you have to get advertising and all of these things, and so I was thinking, okay, so if I can't start my own publication,
Yes.
what business can I do? Like, what other enterprise can I venture into with the qualifications or
That
with the
I
skill
have,
sets
yes.
that I have?
Yes.
And then that's when I went into public relations. I actually started working in public relations because then I thought I'm going to open a PR agency one day, and that's what I did.
And that's what you did,
Yes.
yes.
So I think I'm more of an entrepreneur than, for instance, a journalist.
Okay.
I'm probably more of a writer than an entrepreneur. But yeah, I do like to keep my life interesting, and just to challenge myself. I'm somebody who's always, you know, kind of pushing the boundaries of what is possible, what I can do. But it's always within that space of writing.
Yes.
Because even with the show, I mean, I was
Yes,
writing.
Exactly.
And
your qualification in journalism
Yes.
also contributes a lot to what you do currently.
Yes,
because
and
it
even
requires a lot of research.
a lot
and
of
those
research,
kind of things.
a
yes.
lot. And even when I was pitching the show, because in PR you have to pitch to get a new client.
Yes.
So then,
That
you know,
helps
so
as
it
well.
all helps. Yeah, so it all,
It all came
it's all
together.
working beautifully. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever written something and did not complete it?
Yes, I'm actually doing that a lot lately, and I hate it.
Why?
I started working on. I mean, it's not that I've abandoned it completely.
Okay. It's on the shelf.
It's on the shelf.
Okay.
A manuscript, actually. I started working on it. Strangely, oh my goodness, this is so strange. The manuscript, the title of the manuscript, I came up with that title when I was writing an episode of Red Ink, but I
Yes.
can't tell you what it is.
Yeah. It's fine.
So Lucy, it has to do with Lucy's book, like the book that she wanted to write, and then, you know, the dodgy publisher wanted to sway her away from
Oh,
writing
yes,
that,
yes.
and said you should write
Yes,
this.
yes.
I'm kind of writing. I'm writing something like that.
did?
Yeah. And I wrote that episode, so then I got the title from the episode, and I'm thinking, actually, that could be a book. So we'll see.
You are creative.
We'll see.
Yeah, very, very creative. That's awesome. That's awesome. So your business juggling everything, because now you are a writer. And you have
I'm a
your
printer.
business.
We print books.
Yes, you do so much.
We do so
How
much.
do you juggle it?
I don't know. Sometimes I think about my life. I'm like, when do I have time to do all these
do all these
things?
things.
I actually don't know. I think I'm just blessed with, I don't know, a very adaptive brain,
Yes.
probably. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. And I think I don't like to sit and do nothing. And I'm always thinking of, like, what's the next thing?
What's next?
And the thing is,
Yes.
I mean, you know, obviously my family is my first love, but also waking up and having something to look forward to work-wise is a constant drive for me. I love waking up and being excited, like, okay, today this is what I'm going to be
Yes.
doing. It just gives me that verve, you know, it just gives me the zest for life, you know,
Yes.
doing
Yeah.
things, surprising myself about what I can
What
do.
you can do.
Yeah,
Yes.
that gives me so much zest.
Is this me?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And I've had a lot of those moments because, you know, you think, okay, let me try TV, but obviously I'm not gonna make it. I mean, like, come on, what do I know about it? And then you do it, and you're like, oh, it actually happened. I did it. So
You did
yeah, it
it.
all starts like that. Even with printing books, I was like, but am I going to do this? And then the how just, it's God, it just comes to me, and then it happens.
It happens.
And it's nice. It's nice to be able to surprise yourself.
Exactly,
like that. Yeah.
exactly. And and to do something new also.
Yes,
It's actually,
like you.
like me.
Yes.
Oh God. Okay. So the Red Ink. It's a gripping crime thriller. Because when I'm in love. I
can see that. I see that.
Even this month, it's October. It's my birthday
month. And you
month.
said you're reading Black Widow
and it's my
Society.
Birthday
Oh, hey, happy birthday!
It's my birthday month, so I was choosing the book on the book club, and they know it's thriller.
Really?
I just love to be.
I love.
That's why I love the Red Ink.
I love
the
thrillers.
twist and the plots. They know. They know.
That's
just
true.
when you caught me at the end, basically. Just when I thought I knew it.
You're like, no.
And then it was like done, and then you like you went. I was like. So was that? And then my husband said, there must be a second one. I said,
yes.
Definitely. I said, definitely. There must be a second
one. Right there.
And I love writers who do that. I really love writers who do that. I want to be surprised. I really love to.
You want to be challenged, yeah.
Must be like twist and turn. Just when we're thinking that
you figured it out, yeah.
Then it's something
and
else.
It's a nice mental exercise because now what I love about thrillers is that as a reader you are participating because you're saying, no, I want to figure this out. This writer can't trick me.
Yes.
I've got it. It's a mental exercise.
Exactly. It is. And also for me, I always say, for me personally, for Penny, it's a getaway from normal things that we all these things that we're listening to. It's a nice escape for me. So there I create my own characters. Already my imagination is very it's even active. It's overactive. So imagination. So it overworks. So I create the minute I pick up that book, I create my own characters, whatever, and I get lost. And I get lost in that. And that's one of the things I even introduced with the book club. So the book club, that's what we do. So if we are reading your book of that month, so then what happens is then the ladies will have to, for our meeting, they have to come and they create the cast. So we have a board where we create our own cast to say, if this had to be a movie, who is the person that will
clever.
Then everybody comes. It's entertaining, and then we mark it down.
So this book
so we mark it down up to like maybe like the main cast. If it's like Red Ink, it's going to be the top 4, like that. So it's going to be
so
like, okay,
who would you have cast as Lucy now that you've read the book?
Gosh, for Lucy. I can't because I watched the movie.
They've cast already.
That's the thing.
So you said you're reading Black Widow Society.
I'm actually reading.
Who's Tabula's in your brain? Like if you had to cast. Oh my God. Let's challenge you. Let's have fun.
Oh my God. She's very strong.
Yes.
She's a very strong. Okay. Oh my God.
And it has to be local.
Yeah, it is local. It is local. So you'll have to help me out here.
Okay.
I know her. But now,
describe
now
her. Where does she act?
She's acting. She just acted on Legacy.
Okay.
Did you watch Legacy?
I think I've not all of it. Is she light and
she's dark?
She's dark in complexion.
She's dark in complexion.
About in her 40s?
Yeah, in her 40s.
I think it's the same person that I want. I don't want to say it because that's the person I want.
Oh my goodness, it's her.
For Talula, it's her.
I love her.
I love her too.
Okay.
She's
incredible.
Incredible.
She's incredible.
Yeah,
she's incredible. She's very talented.
Actress, yeah.
So that's when I look at people like that, I always say we have talent in South Africa.
We do.
We do. And also just coming now back to that, it's like the writers, I'm so excited at this time because I can see now South African writers, they are coming up. And also like many years ago, we used to see the only thing that was written that you find in the bookstores, it was only like books that were talking about what's happening in South Africa, the struggle, or like anything that's like pain and all those kind of things, and then people like sharing their stories, like it was like those type of books. And then these days we can see like authors are coming out now,
and people
it's exciting to see,
exploring different genres.
Yes,
it's romance,
it's exciting
crime,
to see. Yes. So genres, coming back to genres now, themes that you can write on. Which ones? besides you writing thrillers?
I
Which
write
other ones
love
have
story.
you?
I mean,
Love stories?
30th Candle, it's about relationships,
Okay.
love,
Okay.
critical but stable.
Oh yes, 30th Candle is when they are trying to navigate life in their 30s,
Yes,
like
in their
relationships and
30s
this
and
kind of that. Yes, yes,
relationships.
yes. And we've seen a lot of series on
yes.
Netflix, more or less touching on that. Yeah, on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, 30th Candle was a Netflix movie, but it was called, what was it called? Love, Sex, and 30 Candles.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
That's what I was saying. That I've,
Yes,
like
yeah.
Netflix has. Yeah.
Then Critical but Stable is about long-term marriages, long-term relationships. What does it take to keep a marriage, make it work? What are the challenges? What are the ups and downs?
Yes.
Yeah, and love. I think funny. I write about love and I write about crime. Those are the two things, and they're very different things. But those are the themes that I enjoy.
That you enjoy.
Tackling, yeah, relationships.
Relationships. That's awesome. Let's talk about your fans.
What about them?
Let's talk about your fans, and let's talk about not necessarily fans. Some people comments. Like social media, people commenting. Do you dwell that much on comments? What people say about your book, praises, and those kind of things, and or negativity, criticism?
I don't.
What do you do? Do you follow those things?
I mean, people will tag me when they've read the book or I'm reading a book. So because they've tagged you, I have to read it.
Yes, obviously.
Mostly it's very positive, to be honest. And I've got a book called The Blessed Girl. That book, people took it so personally. People feel like they know my protagonist, the main character. They feel like they know her personally. People will. And it's published globally. So people from Iran, somebody from Iran wrote to me and she was like, she loves this book. This character is so hilarious. And I love humor as well, by the way. She's like, this character is hilarious. And then a guy texted me, he tagged me on Instagram. He's like, I'm worried about, because it ends in a very, it's kind of a tragic way, but it's also kind of mysterious,
Yes.
This guy wrote to me, he's like, I'm worried about what happened to Bontle. Is she okay? I'm like, it's a book. It's fiction. Oh my God. So people, I love, and you can't help but love those kind of comments, because it means that the character really did what they're supposed to do, which means that they touched somebody, whether they hate that character or they love it, but at least there's that connection. It means that the reader connected with the character, which is what you want, as a writer. Yeah, so mostly my friends, they give me so much love, and I appreciate it. It's beautiful. It's affirming, Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so the young South African or aspiring authors, young aspiring authors, what can you say to them? They want to be like you, and also maybe touch on the fact that most of the writers are doing 9 to 5.
Yeah, it's tough.
Now,
it's a tough juggling
Now,
act.
how do they balance that? Their passion for writing, and also balancing the fact that they have to actually work because they can't just sit and write.
No, you can't.
What will be your advice to them, to actually continue, encourage?
Yeah, I think, writing, you have to be in love with it, right, to do it, because it is a labor. It's laborious. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort, and you have to be engaged in the world around you. You have to observe people so that you can make your characters believable.
Yes.
So I think it's just about making. So how I write because I also run businesses and all of those kind of things. So I write at night. You just find the time, right? When the kids are sleeping, everybody's sleeping. That's when you take out your laptop, you get cracking. I write at coffee shops. I write at coffee shops a lot.
Okay.
I don't know, because I observe
in a
people.
busy. So you're not that type, because some people
silence.
they'll be like, I'm on a retreat writing.
No, I do retreats as well.
You also do that.
I do retreats normally when the story has taken form, when I know the characters now, and I just want to sit down and just thresh out the book. Yeah. So the coffee shops I do in the beginning of writing, because then I observe people. I'll observe you and I want to describe, let's say, Talula. Yeah. And I see there's Penny walking in, she's got a turban, she's looking dramatic. I'm like, that is Talula. Then that's how I'm going to describe so I do people watching. researching, and I get a lot of
and then
inspiration
you can be
from that.
Yeah, you get creative in that
then
space.
you can, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, I think find your coffee shop. Maybe for you, it's not a coffee shop. Maybe your coffee shop is the library.
The library, yes.
Or like that
Yes.
corner in your house, that quiet corner in your house, or a park, or maybe you love nature or whatever it is. You just find that space that allows you to get lost in that world.
Yes.
And you have to read a lot, of course. To write. To write well, you have to read a lot.
Okay.
And I think also what I want to caution though is, like, I've been doing these writing workshops, and I find a lot of young people, they want to write for Netflix. You know, like they're writing a book, but because they know that Netflix wants
Netflix
like,
now is taking those,
But I think that shouldn't be your end goal. Like, write because you need to get the story out.
Yes.
Like it's burning at the pit of your belly. Like, it has to be out. You know. Because when you tell yourself that you're writing for Netflix, mind you want to see, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a different form of, it's a different medium.
Yeah.
And you know,
the
book might, and you're setting setting yourself up, like, you know, I don't know, for disappointment. What if it doesn't get adapted? You know, what if it does get published, but it doesn't get adapted? It doesn't get adapted, you know? To a movie or series. So that shouldn't necessarily be your end goal. Yeah, I think.
I love what you're saying, because Sue said the same thing to me yesterday. When I was chatting to her, she said to me, it must be, first, you must love what you are doing.
Exactly.
You must love writing. Whatever happens, you know.
Whether
money happens, it must follow whatever it is that you are doing. So if you put that as the main thing, then you know what, you are heading for disappointment.
You are going to be
then you're going to be disappointed. Wow. Okay, so what is that one rule that you can say has actually... It's a rule that has made you successful in what you are doing, in ensuring that you are running your business smoothly, you are an entrepreneur, you know, like you are a writer, you know, you're a mentor to other people. So what is that thing, that rule that you live by, you know, that, you know, with this, you know, like, I can overcome everything.
I think it's just not letting fear get in the way, because we always fear new things. You have to be like, everything is daunting, right? Like, if you've not done it before. Starting a business is a daunting prospect. Writing a book is a daunting prospect, because what if it's a failure? What if nobody wants to read it? You know? Pitching a show, you've never pitched a show before, it's daunting. What if they say, you're a writer, and a lot of people did say, you're a writer, stay in your lane. And I'm like, I don't want to stay in my lane. I want to do what I want to do. Exactly. So be fearless. Like, if you want to pursue something, don't fear failure, because failure is what grows you. It is what makes you a better person. Failure is a good thing, because you can get 20 no's, but that one yes can be the one thing that changes your life completely. You know? Yes. So it's worth it. It's worth taking the risk. I always say the worst thing that they could say is no. It's not going to kill you. No. It's just...
But like, at least you tried.
Yeah, it's one syllable. Like, no. I mean, it's not going to kill you. You're going to pick yourself up and keep moving. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The worst they can say.
Oh my God, it's the worst thing they can say. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I've asked you that question, that you are involved in the process. You get involved in how exciting is it when you're involved in the process?
Which one made me cry? What made me cry? I think I watched, was it the first episode? No, I think we were watching rushes, like, you know, like the... it's like an edited episode, but like not the full episode. Like, it's still gonna be going through more edits. I watched the rushes for episode 7 and 8, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. Yes, like, it's happening.
It hit you that time.
Yeah, it hit me. Like, this is happening. Yeah, and Lucy. Oh. It's kind of loosely based on me, because Red Ink actually was not supposed to be fiction. It was supposed to be non-fiction. I did when I was a journalist. I did meet a serial killer, and I did intend to write the book. Yes, I did read about that. And then it all happened. So it just, because then I looked at Lucy, the character. I'm remembering, like, this young girl,
is me,
21-year-old me, going to prison to see a serial killer. Am I crazy? You know, going through all of those emotions. It just felt so real and surreal. You know. And it was just so incredible. And I mean, so those 20 no's, that they made that possible.
Yep.
You know, so if I had given
you
up,
wouldn't have got to that point.
I wouldn't have gotten to that point of that yes.
Of
so
yes.
it's worth it. It's worth the risk. The risk is worth it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Oh gosh. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Angela Makholwa. Oh, it's such an honor. It's such an honor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so
so
much. Such a lovely interview, actually.
So much. Yeah, it's quite a nice conversations with Penny.